Metachan fires off the Psychic, taking out Slowpoke. We come in looking for the farm down aggressive swap. Into Mancargo, the opponent still has one shield remaining. There's no baits on this channel, but does the opponent respect the damage? Well, you're going to have to watch the video to find out. And my God, do we have an absolute banger for you today. One of my good friends, that absolute busted, goated battler that is known as Karim, has submitted a triple Slowpoke evolution theme/meme team. I know a lot of other content creators do feature theme and meme teams. However, not very often you are ever going to see anyone pull these kind of victories off at 3,100 ELO. That's a credit to Karim's absolute ridiculous battle skills. But without any further ado, let's jump into the battles. And in game 1, we see Best Buddy XL Slowpoke into Metachan. We attempt to catch the Psychic. On our Slowking, we are unsuccessful and we bait out a Lickitung. The whole team is weak to ghost type attacks as they are all 3 Psychic types. We go straight for the Psychic. Psychic draws a shield of Lickitungs. We now have shield advantage. Lick is shredding apart this Slowking. The opponent is going to fire off a charge move. We might survive the body slam on 1 HP and a dream, which we do, and the opponent manages to lick down. We already have a boatload of residual energy on our Best Buddy Slowpoke, so we now bring in the bro. Pretty thick, we are going to tank this body slam. No problem whatsoever. You can see we are running Focus Blast, so it's always good to get ahead on energy. We are going to commit our first shield here. Karim continuing to overfarm. I don't think we can get the jab down. We cannot. Licky, far too thicky. Karim commits his final shield. He now makes an aggressive swap into his Slowpoke, looking for the snipe, and we do snipe successfully. We've got the Focus Blast bank for the end game. Back out comes Metachan. Due to its fighting, Psychic typing isn't going to appreciate the side shocks. The first one does big damage. Metachan chooses to fire off the move. Psychic lands some heavy resisted damage. Karim fires one more confusion. We lose charge move priority to the Metachan. They fire off the Psychic. Down goes the poke. We come in looking for the farm down. The opponent aggressively switches out into Mancargo. They still have a shield, but Focus Blast goes unshielded. Get fucking wrecked. The snail gets vanquished back to its Pokeball, and that is a good game. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, it's like deja vu. We see Metachan in the lead. The opponent say switches into an Electrode, and it's really nice to bait this thing out as we are ABA weak to Electric. The Glarian Slowbro is a Psychic / Poison type, so unlike all the other bros / pokes, we don't take super effective from Electric. Karim shields up the discharge, returns fire with the Sludge Bomb, and Sludge Bomb does draw a shield from the opponent. Poison Jab shredding this Electrode. Karim can now safely shield up the next discharge and commit to the Poison Jab farm down, and we leave with residual energy. Good to go. The opponent sends back out Metachan. This is not a great matchup for the Metachan as Poison Jab is hitting for neutral, whereas their counters are double resisted. Sludge Bomb lands for heavy damage. Karim, recognising the opponent is probably weak to the Slowbro, in the back makes a savage catch, catching the Psychic on his Slowpoke, and it is Seeking lurking in the back. I imagine this is a triple legacy Seeking. Poison Jabs are chunking, but my gosh, the confusions are ripping apart. The opponent needs to throw a charge move. The opponent shows great counting, firing off on charge move priority. Drill Run takes care of the Slowpoke. We still have a full health Slowking in the back, so we are going to use it as a damage sponge. The non-shadow variant, pretty bulky. We absorb the Drill Run, commit to the resisted Water Gun, farm down. Back out comes Metachan. The opponent still hanging on to that final shield. However, we make the Psychic. This will be definitely drawing the final shield from the opponent, and Water Gun is getting them super low. The opponent needs to double up on charge moves. They fire off on 1 HP and a dream. This should be taken care of the Slowking. However, it's a power-up punch, and that, my friend, isn't going to cut it, and we take another impressive dub. Moving on to the next one. We see the battle of the Water-type Slowpoke into a Lola Mola, a very difficult Pokemon to say, so we're just going to call it Pussyfish. Shout out Wong for that nickname. The Pussyfish realises it's not going to beat the mighty Slowpokes. They say switch into Metachan, and Karim answers with his Slowking with the Water Gun. Psychic combination is going to be putting massive shield pressure on the Metachan. Metachan has already shielded up the first move. We make Psychic number 2. we don't really need switch advantage, as we've got two things that have a decent matchup against the Lola Mola. In the back, the opponent chooses to double shield. They do go for the resisted counter farm down. However, Slowpoke is going to be a pretty good damage sponge for all of this energy. The opponent shows the no master beta, they full send the psychic. However, Slowpoke shrugs it off, still very healthy in the green, even if this is another psychic, which it is. Slowpoke can easily tank it. The opponent now brings back out a Lola Mola, and it's going to be met with the wrath of our Slowpoke. Slowpoke fires off the side shot. We now aggressively switch out into our Glarian Slowbro, looking to clean up this battle. We've got two shields. This is the easiest shield of Karim's life. We can now overfarm heavily, as a Lola Mola takes about 6 years to reach a charge move. Not really, but it does take 7 waterfalls or 21 turns, which does feel like forever mid-battle. We fire off the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb takes care of the Lola Mola. What is that final Pokemon? Please tell me something is going to get blasted. Unfortunately, it's the pesky spider, Ariados, which due to its bug, poison typing, double resist fighting moves. The opponent attempted to sack the Metachan. Karim, as always, far too smart for that. He holds his energy, jabs down the Metachan, fires off the resisted Sludge Bomb. For some heavy resisted damage, we come in to the poke. We're not in danger of getting poisoned, jabbed down. We make the Psyshock, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see our first Charizard of the video. Charizard, pretty common in every single meta. It's allowed in due to the buff to the wing attack. Karim, not bothered what the opponent throws, they just fire off a Dragon Claw. We shrug it off. We return fire with the Psyshock. Is the opponent willing to shield the Charizard? Yes, they are. You can see Confusion has shredded apart this Charizard. The opponent needs to fire off the resisted Blast Burn to take us out. They just go for the Dragon Claw, so we get off 2 more Confusions. Holy smokes, best buddy Slowpoke actually makes a second charge. I thought we were going to get farmed down, but the Slowpoke far too thick. Karim then aggressively switches in his Water Gun user, looking for the snipe. Charizard survives on 1 HP and a Dream, and we're now hard punished with a Lurantis. Not only are our Water Guns resisted, Lurantis outpaces us and hits us for super effective with both Fury Cutter and Leaf Blade. Karim, recognising there's no point in shielding up, he's going to choose to save 2 shields for his Galarian Slowbro. Leaf Blade would be resisted, however we do need to save some health on one of our Pokemon. Karim is choosing to double shield the Slowbro, keep it nice and healthy. We commit to the poison jab, farm down. Charizard is alive on 1 HP and the Dream is going to be nothing more than a sacrificial swap. Just as I say that, you can see Karim's incredibly high gameplay IQ. He pauses a turn, waits for the counter animation to start, firing off the Sludge Bomb. This ensures the opponent is unable to sack. The opponent then attempts the sack. We don't throw. They fire off the Dragon Claw. Slowbro shrugs it off. We fire off the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb hopefully will knock out. It does not. They've got the Psychic locked and loaded, and bang, just like that, Karim makes another savage sack swap, catching the Psychic on his 1 HP Slowpoke. Karim absolutely running rings around the opponent. So moving on to the next battle. You can see by the graphic on the left, we've actually changed some of the moves. I believe these were the first battles he attempted with the team. Slowking actually only has 1 move. I think there's only a couple battles from this variation of the team, but let's jump into it. We picked up a great lead, our Slowpoke, this time running Water Gun out there, catching the snail. You love to see it. The opponent safe switched into a Charmer, and Galarian Slowbro absolutely ate that Wigglytuff alive. Back out comes the snail, unfortunately. We don't have Focus Blast for this battle, but Psychic still lands for heavy neutral damage. The opponent is going to get hit with another Psychic. Are they willing to shield? Knowing we've got a Water Gun user. Yes, they are. The snail commits to the Rock Throw farm down. You could see Karim was lagging when attempting to throw that second Psychic, so he turns off his mobile data, then sends back out the Slowpoke. The opponent sends the Overheat, even resisted. That does massive damage, and it's a double Charm team. You hate to see it. Charm is shredding apart our Slowking, however we're far spammier than they are. This Psychic will be drawing the final shield off the opponent. Confusion is going to get this thing pretty low. We've still got a shield remaining though, so we can safely shield up whatever they throw. The opponent actually doesn't throw. Psyshock will be taking care of the Charmer. The snail did dump its energy, so we're going to be able to Water Gun, farm them down and take that game. So the reason the opponent didn't throw in the last battle is because we still had a shield remaining. The win con for the opponent was to fast move, beat us down. If you throw a charge move, you are going to give up some free turns. So fast move beat down was their win con, but best buddy Slowpoke far too thick. Moving on to the next battle, we see another Snail in the lead, this time on Incinerate, an even better matchup for the Slowpoke because we do resist the fast move, whereas Rock Throws would be neutral. The opponent safe switched into Metachan and Karim answers with Slowking. Not only is this a good matchup, Karim's huge cojones called the power up punch bait and the opponent is in shambles. This could be a boosted Psychic, which would probably knock us out from half health. Karim puts up a last second shield and it proves to be a good one. Karim now fires off the Psychic, wanting to maintain that positive alignment. Metachan has no choice but to let itself go down as switch advantage has been lost, and that final Pokemon is that pesky spider Ariados. Holy smokes, the opponent looking to go for the Poison Sting farm down Psychic will be drawing that final shield, a wham bam combo play. Karim serving up the Big Mac and the Fry. Psyshock takes care of the spider. We get a great snipe. Back out comes the Snail and the opponent concedes the match. Moving on to the next battle, our Slowking actually has Ice Beam now as well, so we are double moved once again. We lead Water Gun Slowpoke into Metachan. Despite our Water Guns being neutral and counter being resisted, the damage output looks about the same. Karim shields up the Psychic and it looks like he is going to go for a Psychic of his own. Psychic obviously hits harder than Psyshock. Does the opponent want to commit a shield? Yes, they do. It looks like Karim is eyeing up catching the Psychic on his Slowking. Stay in school, kids. Learn to count. It's 8 counters to each Psychic, and that is going to be resisted on our Slowking. The opponent answers with a Charizard, and holy smokes, this Shadow Charizard is not tanking these confusions particularly well. The opponent full sends their Blast Burn. We send back out Water Gun Slowpoke, looking to get the farm down. We don't make it. The opponent makes a Dragon Claw. Karim recognising he will survive, saves his final shield. If Metachan does return, we've got the Psychic locked and loaded, and he goes straight for that hard hit in Psychic. Psychic does land. We now come in with the Slowbro looking for the snipe. The opponent gets farmed down and it is Talonflame in the back. Karim again throws at great timing, firing off the Psychic. Psychic will be getting the final shield off the opponent. And at this stage, the game is over. Talonflame at 4 incinerates, at 80 energy. They are going to have to land a bird, so Karim goes for the safe play of shielding up, and he then fires off the Psychic. That will be more than enough to take care of the Kentucky Fried Chicken Bird of Death. And we see one of my least favourite Pokemon in the wild vanquish back to its Pokeball. Moving on to the next battle. We see some more family feuds with Slowpoke fighting its Galarian brother Slowbro in the lead. Pretty neutral matchup as Water Guns are hitting for neutral. Poison Jab is also hitting for neutral. They can fire off neutral Sludge Bomb. We can fire off neutral Psychic moves. Holy smokes, I'm going to get myself tongue twisted with all this use of the word neutral. Karim went for the hard hit in Psychic and the opponent put up a shield. We now switch out into Slowking. The opponent fires off the Sludge Bomb. Ouch, that hurt. And then switch out into Wormadam. This is why Karim always has a Water Gun user on the team, as it does provide some coverage for things like Wormadam. Holy smokes, my graphic on the left is actually still wrong. I thought I'd done a good job this video, but clearly we're on Blizzard, and holy smokes, we YOLO'd it. The opponent obviously put up a shield, fearful of the Fire Blast that Slowking does get access to. We don't have it, but the opponent still respected it nonetheless. Karim sends back out Slowpoke. We get baited with an Iron Head, but at this stage Slowpoke is pretty low. We need to shield up pretty much everything. Karim fires off the Psychic. Psychic is resisted. It doesn't KO. Can we Water Gun down? The opponent aggressively switches out into their own Slowking. Karim fires off the Psychic, fishing for the defense drop. We don't get it, but we can now send out our Slowbro. And Slowbro makes the Sludge Bomb, and this should be taken out. Our brother from another mother, Slowking. The opponent still has that low health Wormadam and their own Galarian Slowbro. Let's see what the opponent chooses to come back in with. They send back out the Slowbro. Can we Poison Jab down? We cannot. However, if this is just a Sludge Bomb, we should be able to survive. It is just a bomb. Can we jab down? Yes, we can. We leave with the charge move. It looks like a charge move priority event, as no confusion did come through, and that is going to be enough to take the battle. Holy smokes, please never put 5 Slowpoke evolutions on the same team because I'm going to get super confused. As I can honestly say, that was probably the hardest GBL battle I've attempted to ever shoutcast. Moving on to the next one, we see Water Gun Slowpoke into Charizard, a beautiful lead. The opponent say switches into Milk Tank and Karim goes for the chip and dip. Firing off the Psyshock and then pivoting out into his Slowking. Slowking isn't going to appreciate the Thunderbolt coverage from Milk Tank, so Karim puts up a shield. Milk Tank, super spammy, they're already at Thunderbolt. Number 2, I've got no idea if it one-shots, but Karim is choosing to go. Double shields on switch, we do leave. Super healthy and at close to 100 energy, so despite being down 2 shields, this Slowking is going to be getting shields back. The opponent sends back out Charizard, we send the Psychic. Charizard lets it go and they're now left deep in the red. The opponent has a Lickitung lurking in the back, so they're running a double normal team. However, we've got residual energy, good to go. We finally get a shield off the opponent with a Psychic, and he now sends out Glarian Slowbro. Glarian Slowbro, pretty decent in this matchup. Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb, both getting stabbed, is a pretty oppressive combination. Lickitung commits a shield, Body Slam doesn't take us out. The opponent is going to have to fire off one more Body Slam or we'll make the Sludge Bombs. The opponent does dump some energy. I imagine Karim's going to come back in with the Slowkings. We want to keep that Slowpoke aligned against the Charizard. The opponent is going to fire a charge move. They are going to need to Power Whip to take us out, and the opponent does go for the correct play of a Power Whip. Now it's all down to the mighty Poke. Can the Poke clean up this battle? The opponent gets greedy. They stay in. We make the Psyshock, but is Psyshock enough to take out the bulky Lickitung? No, it's not, but one more Water Gun gets the job done, and one Water Gun takes out Charizard. I actually thought the Charizard was a bit healthier. It was not, but moving on to the next battle. We see Slowpoke into Metachan. We know Karim likes to fire off a charge move and then look to catch one on his Slowking. Let's see if he plays this match out the same as he has previously. He correctly shields up a Psychic. He's going to full send a Psychic of his own. Is Metachan going to respect it with a shield? As I said previously, it's 8 counters to the next Psychic, so Karim is counting. He counts to 8 and makes yet another beautiful catch. Karim, you sir have been to school. Slowking absorbs the Psychic and the opponent brings out a Charmer. Sylveon is pretty oppressive with the charm damage, but Slowking still manages to make a Psychic. Psychic should be getting a shield off the opponent. Charmers love to shield, however this Charmer's gonna be sad when they see our Galarian brother lurking, waiting to hard punish him. Psyshock does hit for neutral, so Karim is going to shield it up, and we are going to commit to the Poison Jab farm down, so we're going to have residual energy. Good to go. We do get the farm down. We've got energy. What is going to come back in? If Metachan does return, they're pretty energy dry. The opponent switches out into Mancargo. The opponent then looks to catch a charge move on Metachan. Karim more than happy to take care of this Metachan with a Psychic. Psychic doesn't quite one-shot. I believe this is just a power-up punch. Slowpoke will survive. We are running out of HP. We get the Water Gun farm down. Karim commits to the Psychic. He survives the Rock Throw. Psychic is going to do big damage to the Snail. The Snail will manage to Rock Throw, farm us down, but they can get hit with another Psychic. This poor little Snail getting Psychic to the face, left, right and centre, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. Another incredible showcase from an elite battler. I know I did post on my community tab a little while ago saying I'm tempted to run non-shadow Pokemon, and yesterday in GBL for the first time since Season 7 I did run some regular Pokemon. We are still going to mainly focus around shadows on the channel, but I'm going to look to bring more and more of the elite battler content. Huge shout out to people like Wong, Callum on Toast and Karim have all been featured recently, and you can see that some of the gameplay is phenomenal. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing, and I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.